All right, this is
refused
Australia.
to take the vaccine. Now, Australia also granted itself the authority to remove children from their families under its COVID-19 Emergency Response Act to ensure compliance with emergency protocols. Businesses in Australia are also looking to enforce no jab, no job. So if you don't take the shot, you won't have an income. You cannot support your family, you can't pay your bills, you can't keep a roof over the head, you can't put food on the table. Do you see where this is going? Okay, it's not a victory that he walked back the mandatory vaccines. Okay, now in the U.S., the CDC promoted training material on its website saying that children may be removed from parents in a quarantine situation. It's essentially the same thing that they're rolling out in Australia, and we're seeing roll out all over the world. Now, right now in the U.S., we're also seeing new vaccine mandates for students across the country, even those who do not attend school in person but attend online. And if your child misses classes, online classes at this point, teachers have been reporting the parents to the police. Now, we are seeing a full court press right now globally to accept COVID-1984, to obey, and to roll up your sleeve. We are seeing more and more rhetoric that the state has the authority to jail you or to impose fines on you if you refuse to take this experimental vaccine, in addition to restricting your ability to having a job, going to sporting events, going to restaurants, going to a store to buy food, to receive government assistance, to go to school, work, travel, you name it. Okay, they're going to hold this against you. They're going to try to force you to willingly submit. This is blackmail. This is holding you hostage. This is tyranny, okay? And it's being justified by this manufactured crisis for generations. The system has been incrementally getting people more and more dependent upon this system of control. And now they intend to use that as leverage and force you to accept anything that the social engineers want. It started with a 2-week lockdown to flatten the curve, okay? Here we are 6 months later with no end in sight. And they're already rolling out the digital IDs, which will eventually include your medical records, your financial records and payments, your credit, your every aspect of your life, essentially, will be included on this biometric digital ID, your vaccine status, everything. They're going to want to ensure your compliance. That way you can work, travel, buy, sell, participate in society, even on a basic level. And we're seeing this take place right now in Africa. For example, the Gates Foundation and Gavi, the Global Vaccine Alliance, which got its seed money from the Gates Foundation, is partnering up with MasterCard, and they're rolling out the Trust Stamp, combining a vaccine and digital biometric ID. This rolls...
That did say AI-powered. AI-powered Trust Stamp. In there, they have luciferase invisible ink.
Combining a vaccine and digital biometric ID. This rolls right into ID 2020 and ID 4D and the United Nations and the Gates Foundations. I mean, this is a major operation that goes into the Sustainable Development Goals I've covered many times before. Look back at those recent reports. This is exactly like the Smart Mark episode that I did recently.
Sustainable development, so they're still using global warming on us.
Now, in Michigan, a college will digitally track students' locations and medical records at all times to ensure compliance, okay? This is not about a virus. This is about control. This is about ensuring compliance. Now, in New York, right now, they are setting up checkpoints, and they have several mandatory vaccine-related bills in session that are right now. In my state of Arizona, the emergency order includes a provision for forced isolation, forced quarantine, and mandatory vaccination. That will be enforced, they say all of the measures will be enforced by law enforcement at the governor's discretion, at his orders. Will they enforce this? Well, I don't know. They're certainly testing the waters for it right now. And there are countless examples around the world, across the country, that all point to the same endgame. And like Bill Gates said, they believe that you don't have a choice.
All right. Okay.